Have you ever noticed negativity spreads faster than Wi-Fi, but positivity needs a password? One comment, one failure, one bad day, and suddenly your entire mood collapses. But what if I told you negativity is not your enemy? Your reaction to it is. Stay with me till the end. The last lessons will truly change your perspective. Because today, I'm not just going to talk about avoiding negativity. I am going to share with you 3 deep secrets that will help you rise above it, not temporarily, but permanently. My dear friends, we live in a world where opinions are louder than wisdom. Social media compares you, colleagues compete with you, relatives question you, and sometimes your own mind criticizes you. You wake up motivated, you scroll for 10 minutes, and suddenly you feel behind in life. You try something new, someone laughs, and suddenly you doubt yourself. You want peace. But negativity seems to chase you like a shadow. Let me tell you something honestly, negativity is not new. It existed when you were in school. It existed in your first job. It even existed in ancient times. But the difference between people who rise and people who remain stuck is not the amount of negativity they face. It is how they respond to it. So today we are going to walk through 3 powerful inner shifts. If you truly understand them, negativity will lose its control over you. Let us go deeper into the first secret. So many of us are emotionally exhausted, not because life is too hard, but because we are carrying things that were never meant for us. Someone makes a passing comment about your career. A relative compares you to someone else. A stranger leaves a harsh remark online. And what do? We don't just hear it. We host it. We give it a room inside our heart. We replay it again and again as if it deserves a permanent seat in our mind. Imagine this. You're walking on the road and someone accidentally drops mud on your shirt. It is unpleasant, yes. But you don't go home and rub it deeper into the fabric. You wash it off. Yet when it comes to words, we don't wash them off. We rub them into our identity. One young woman once told me, "I can't forget what my teacher said about me 10 years ago." 10 years, the teacher had probably forgotten it in 10 minutes. But she carried it for a decade. That is what negativity does. Not because it is powerful, but because we give it power. Here is something very liberating. Not every opinion is a fact. Not every criticism is a truth. And not every negative statement deserves your emotional energy. Sometimes people speak from their own wounds. A person who is insecure will try to make you insecure. A person who feels small will try to make you feel smaller. When someone criticizes you harshly, pause and ask, is this really about me, or is this about their own frustration? This awareness changes everything. You don't need to defend yourself against every misunderstanding. You don't need to prove yourself to every critic. You don't need to respond to every negative comment. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is self-respect. But this does not mean you ignore all feedback. There is a difference between constructive criticism and destructive negativity. Constructive criticism helps you grow. It may sting, but it strengthens you. Destructive negativity only aims to pull you down. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. When someone gives you feedback, calmly evaluate it. If there is truth in it, accept it with humility. Growth begins with honesty. But if it is baseless, let it go. Just because someone hands you a burden does not mean you must carry it. Here is a small practice. The next time someone says something negative about you, instead of reacting immediately, mentally ask yourself 3 questions. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it kind? If it is not true, not useful, and not kind, why give it space in your heart? You must protect your inner world. You lock your doors at night to protect your house. Why don't you lock your mind from unnecessary negativity? Your peace is precious. Your focus is valuable. Your dreams require energy. And every time you absorb unnecessary negativity, you drain that energy. There will always be noise around you, but you get to choose what becomes music and what remains noise. When you stop absorbing what was never meant for you, something beautiful happens. You feel lighter. You feel freer. You begin to respond instead of react. You realize that your identity is not built on others. opinions, but on your own values and actions. Rising above negativity begins here, by understanding that you have emotional boundaries. Just as you would allow a stranger to rearrange your furniture without permission? Don't allow random opinions to rearrange your self-worth? You are not what they say. You are not what they assume. You are not what they project. You are what you consistently choose to believe about yourself. And once you truly understand this, negativity may knock at your door, but it will no longer find a home inside you. Now let us move to the second secret. And this one goes deeper than most people expect. Negativity hurts us most when our self-worth is dependent on other people's approval. Let me ask you something honestly. If everyone around you clapped for you today, told you that you are brilliant, talented, amazing, how would you feel? Confident, energized, motivated. But if tomorrow the same people questioned you, doubted you, or criticized you, would that confidence shake? For many of us, the answer is yes. And that is not because we are weak. It is because we have unknowingly built our identity on unstable ground. When your happiness depends on applause, you become a slave to the audience. A young professional once told me, "I feel good only when my boss appreciates me." I asked him gently, "So your emotional health is in your boss's hands?" He smiled nervously. But that was the truth. His peace was outsourced. And this is what happens when we build outer approval instead of inner strength. Outer approval is like weather. Some days it is sunny, some days it is stormy. If your mood depends on the weather, you will never experience stability. Inner strength, however, is like a lighthouse. Storms may come, waves may rise, but the lighthouse stands firm because it is anchored deep within. The question is, how do we build that anchor? It begins with clarity. Clarity about who you are, clarity about what matters to you, clarity about why you are walking the path you have chosen. When you are unclear about your values, every opinion confuses you. When you are unclear about your purpose, every criticism discourages you. But when you know why you are doing what you are doing, negativity becomes background noise. Think about athletes training for the Olympics. Do you think everyone supports them? No. Some say it unrealistic. Some say it as risky. Some say get a safe job. But their clarity about their goal gives them strength to endure doubt. Clarity builds conviction. Conviction builds resilience. Resilience builds inner strength. And here is something very important. Inner strength is not loud. It is quiet confidence. It does not scream, "I am the best." It calmly says, "I am growing." Many of us wait to feel confident before we act. But confidence is not the starting point. Commitment is, you commit to your growth. You commit to your discipline. You commit to showing up even when no one claps. And slowly, strength builds. You see, when someone criticizes you and you immediately crumble, it reveals something not about them, but about the foundation you have built within yourself. If your self-image is fragile, even a small comment feels like an earthquake. So work on strengthening your foundation daily. Keep promises to yourself. Finish what you start. Do the right thing even when no one is watching. These small acts build self-respect. And self-respect is stronger than applause. Another powerful practice is this: reduce comparison. Comparison is the fastest way to weaken inner strength. You scroll through social media and see someone buying a house, someone getting married, someone launching a startup, and suddenly you feel behind. But you are comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. Everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. Everyone has doubts you cannot hear. Everyone has insecurities they hide. When you stop comparing and start focusing on your own journey, something shifts. You compete less with others and collaborate more with yourself. Inner strength also comes from accepting imperfection. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to not have everything figured out. Perfectionism often hides fear of being judged. But growth requires vulnerability. When you accept that you are a work in progress, criticism loses its sting. It becomes information, not identity. And remember this deeply: the world respects people who respect themselves. If you constantly seek validation, People sense it. But when you are grounded in your purpose, people feel it. There will be seasons when no one understands you. There will be days when no one supports you. There will be moments when you feel alone in your vision. Those are not signs to quit. Those are opportunities to strengthen your inner spine. Because at the end of the day, your life is not an election. You do not need everyone as vote. You need alignment. Alignment between your values and your actions. Alignment between your goals and your effort. Alignment between your words and your character. When you build that alignment, negativity may still exist, but it will not dominate. You will listen calmly. You will evaluate wisely. And you will move forward steadily. Because now your self-worth is no longer rented from others. It is owned. And when self-worth is owned, negativity loses its control. In the next and final secret, we will go even deeper into how your reactions determine your destiny. And if you truly understand that, you will never look at negativity the same way again. Yes. Now let us move to the third and most transformative secret. And I truly mean this. If you understand this deeply, negativity will never control you again. Negativity does not destroy your life. Your reaction to negativity does. Pause for a moment and think about that. Two people can face the same criticism, the same insult, the same failure, and yet their lives move in completely different directions. Why? Because one reacts and the other responds. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. Reaction comes from ego. Response comes from awareness. Imagine someone throws a stone at you. Instinctively, you want to throw it back. It feels justified, it feels fair. But what happens then? A stone becomes a battle. A battle becomes a war. And soon you are emotionally exhausted. Now imagine instead you pick up that same stone and use it to build a step, a foundation, a pathway. Same stone, different outcome. This is the power of conscious response. A man once told me, "Sir, when people disrespect me, I cannot stay quiet." I asked him gently, "After you react, do you feel peaceful?" He paused. "No." Then I asked, "So who is suffering more, them or you?" When you react impulsively, you may win the argument, but you lose your peace. And peace is too expensive to lose over small battles. Here is what usually happens. Someone says something negative. Your mind immediately creates a story. They don't respect me. They always do this. Nobody understands me. Within seconds, your heart rate increases. Your tone changes. And now the situation escalates. But what if, in that exact moment, you pause? Just pause. That pause is power. In that pause, you ask yourself, what outcome do I want here? Do I want to prove a point? Or do I want to protect my peace? Most conflicts are not about truth. They are about ego. We don't argue to understand. We argue to win. But winning an argument rarely builds relationships. It rarely builds growth. It rarely builds happiness. Choosing growth over reaction means you value your long-term character more than short-term satisfaction. It means when someone insults you, instead of asking, "How dare they?" you ask, "What can I learn here?" Maybe nothing. Maybe the lesson is patience. Maybe the lesson is detachment. Maybe the lesson is choosing better company. Not every negative experience is meant to break you. Some are meant to train you. Think about the gym. When you lift weights, your muscles experience resistance. Without resistance, there is no growth. Negativity is emotional resistance. It strengthens you if you use it wisely. But here is the challenge. Growth requires humility. When someone criticizes you, your ego immediately defends. It is not my fault. They are wrong. They don't understand. And sometimes that may be true. But occasionally, just occasionally, there may be a small truth hidden in that criticism. And if you are wise enough to extract that truth without absorbing the poison, you grow. That is maturity. Maturity is not silence. It is selective response. It is knowing which battles deserve your energy and which ones deserve your distance. Let me share something very practical. The next time you face negativity, try this 3-step practice. First, breathe. Not dramatically, just one deep breath. It slows the emotional storm. Second, delay. You do not have to respond immediately. Immediate responses are often emotional. Delayed responses are usually wiser. Third, decide. Ask yourself, what aligns with my values here? Not what satisfies your ego. Not what impresses others. What aligns with your values? If kindness is your value, respond kindly. If dignity is your value, respond with dignity. If growth is your value, respond with learning. And sometimes, the best response is no response. Silence confuses people who expect chaos. Another powerful shift is this. Stop seeing negativity as a personal attack and start seeing it as a reflection of the other person's state. A calm person does not create storms. A fulfilled person does not spread bitterness. A secure person does not attack randomly. When you realize this, compassion replaces anger. And compassion is a higher state of strength. Choosing growth over reaction also means letting time reveal truth. Not every misunderstanding needs immediate correction. Not every rumor needs your defense. Not every accusation needs your explanation. Consistency over time speaks louder than argument in the moment. If someone misjudges you today, live in such a way that tomorrow proves them wrong without you saying a word. This is real power. Because when you are constantly reacting, you are controlled by the external world. When you respond consciously, you are guided by your internal compass, and that is freedom. Negativity will not disappear from your life. People will still talk. Situations will still challenge you. Mistakes will still happen. But your reactions, those are in your hands. And when you master your reactions, you master your direction. Remember this deeply. Anyone can react. Few can respond. Anyone can argue. Few can understand. Anyone can spread negativity.